Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Devi Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sai Ram. Anantakoti Brahmanda Nayaka Maharajadiraj Yohiraja Parabrahma Sachitananda Bhakta Pratipalaka Samartha Sadguru Shegon Nivasi Shri Gajanan Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Gajanan Maharaj Vijay Granth, Chapter 16. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. O Parashuddhara, son of Jamadagni, glory to you. Don't ignore me, not tolerate the insults inflicted by Sahasrarjun. You killed him and protected the Brahmins. It now appears that you are neglecting their plight. Please open your eyes. It is necessary in the present situation to save the Aryan culture. Mysterious are the ways of Gajanan Maharaj. No one can predict them. There was a devotee of him at Mundagon. Pundalik Bokre was his name. He visited Shegon on a fixed day every month for the darshan of the saint. He was devoted to Saint Gajanan, who was like God to him. A woman named Bahabai lived in the same village. She could not concentrate on anything as she had a wavering mind. She was a great hypocrite. Her pastime was to fool people. Once Pundalik came to her sight. She said, "You have wasted your life all through, as you as yet have no guru. In spite of your visits to Shegon, your guru is not Gajanan Maharaj. Tell me whether he has uttered a sacred hymn in your ear called as a Guru Mantra. Mind you, one cannot become a guru without proper rituals. In fact, Maharaj is a crazy person. You call him a guru because he relieved you of your fever. It was just a coincidence. Don't be a victim to such gimmicks ever. His chanting of the hymn, his idiotic behavior, eating food from anybody's hands, shows him to be a fallen person. Let us seek a guru elsewhere. We shall go to Anjangon and make Kakachi's disciple as our guru. Let us leave early in the morning to attend his kirtan and seek the truth. Guru should be well read, learned, and wise, expert in all scriptures and treatises, of good caliber and a good guide to help you in the ways of life. No such qualities are seen in Gajanan, so let us go to Anjangon. Pundalik, a pious man, was disturbed by these remarks. He gave his consent to her for going to Anjangon the next morning. After this decision, he slept well. In the later half of the night, he saw in his dream a person like Gajanan Maharaj. The person in his dream said to the sleepy Pundalik, "You seem to have decided to leave for Anjangon with Bahabai, for getting a guru of your choice. You may go if you like. His name is Kashinath. Please remember, you will be disappointed when you go there." Can a person become your guru by whispering something in your ears? When people whisper in each other's ears, do they become guru of each other? Pundalik, don't go after hypocrites. Listen to me with care. I will chant a mantra in your ear. Ghan ghan ghanat bhote, he whispered. After a silence of a moment, he further said to Pundalik, "Ask me for anything and your wish will be fulfilled." Pundalik was happy with these words. He minutely observed the person in his dream and was glad to see that he was none else than Sri Gajanan Maharaj himself. Pundalik asked for nothing else except the paduka of the saint himself. The person said, "Take them soon and worship them tomorrow noon." Pundalik woke up at this moment to take the padukas. No one was there, not even the padukas. He left confused, yet he knew that the blessings of the saint will shine through. He remembered the saint's comments on Bahabai's intents and his instructions to worship padukas in the afternoon session. According to this, he had to have padukas for worship, As he did not have them, he decided to get a new set made. But he remembered that the saint had given him his own padukas in his dream. While he was thinking of it all, he heard Bahabai giving him a call to go with her to Anjangon. He refused to go with her as he would not accept any other mentor. Bhagabai went to Anjangon thereafter. Just 2 days prior to this incident, Zyam Singh Rajput of Mundagon had gone to Shegon for darshan of Gajanan Maharaj. When he was about to leave for his town, Maharaj called Balabahu and spoke on. Send my padukas with Zyam Singh to be given to Pundalik. Balabahu gave the padukas to Zyam Singh, who carried them back for Pundalik. Pundalik was waiting at the entrance of the village and asked Zyam Singh if anything was sent. Zyam Singh was surprised and took him to his residence and inquired of the reason for asking this question. Pundalik told him of the dream, which cleared the doubts in Zyam Singh's mind. He handed over the padukas to Pundalik. They are now installed at Mundagon. For him, this was a great boon. He worshipped the padukas in the afternoon. Real saints take care of their devotees and dissuade them from wrongdoing. When you read of this event, you will realize how a saint gets his devotees' wishes fulfilled. In Akola lived Rajaram Kavar of Brahmin community, who was a dealer in gold and silver ornaments of quality. He and his sons had great faith in Shegon's great saint. His sons were Gopal and Trayambak. Trayambak, also called Bahu, was the younger. He studied at the medical college at Hyderabad. From his childhood, he believed in Maharaj. In times of difficulty, he always remembered the saint. Once, when he came on his vacation, he wished to offer him food of his liking. How to do it was his problem. His mother had died when he was a child. His brother's wife Nani had a temper wild. He prayed to Maharaj to help him this time. O Maharaj, I desire to offer you food you enjoy. Bakar, onion, and vegetables of your choice. But who will prepare all this? Only a mother can fulfill her child's wish. While he said this, Nani appeared and asked him the reason for his despair. When he was hesitant, she assured, Elder brother's wife is like mother, be sure. He felt encouraged and told her his plans and that he wanted to go to Shegon. She happily went to the kitchen and packed a box containing the tiffin, containing 3 breads, 3 onions, and basin. She asked him to hurry to the railway station so that he can catch the train in time. Alas, he missed the noon train which was designed. He said, Oh Maharaj, why have you disappointed me? I am an orphan and have always missed the pleasure of doing a good deed. I feel like a crow unable to reach Manas Sarovar at Himalaya's feet. What unpardonable mistake have I committed to miss the 12 o'clock train? It's my bad luck, nothing else again. I owe that if this food is not served to you today, I will not eat anything, I say. Please do not ignore this child of yours and rush to eat this special food made for you here. You are very potent. When you can reach Kedareshwar in a moment, then why do you hesitate to arrive here at my request? I am not ordering you, but calling you in affection. I don't mean to insult you under any condition. Next train to Shegon is after 3 hours. I think by that time you will finish your lunch. Bahu waited at the station without eating anything and went to Shegon by the 3 o'clock train. He noticed that Maharaj had not taken his meals, though plates full of food were waiting for him in vain. They included sweets like jilebi, gevar, motichur, shrikand, puri, and kheer. Balabahu had put them before the saint so that after him the devotees could eat. The saint did not touch any of those things and said he would take his food in the evening. Persons offering food to him may wait or go away if they so wished. Bahu reached Shegon and was happy to see the saint there, like a child seeing his long lost mother. He bowed down to the saint and stood there with folded hands, awaiting the saint's command. The saint looked up, smiled, and said, "What sort of invitation is this? Is this the time to eat food? I did not eat because of your request. Now let us eat and enjoy the feast." Bahu was happy with these words and explained the reason of his delay. Balabahu asked him not to regret and serve the food at the earliest. Balabahu took out the food and gave it to the saint, who ate two bakris and onion and gave the rest as prasad to the others. They were surprised to see the love of Maharaj for his devotees. It was like Sri Krishna staying with Vidur and participating the humble food. Instead of the sweets at Kauravas, similarly, Maharaj waited for Bakri of Bahu Kavar. Instead of sweets and delicacies, Bahu also took prasad given by Sri Maharaj. Sincere devotion makes such things happen. Maharaj told Bahu to go back to his town and blessed him that he would pass the medical exam. Bahu told him that he would come back for blessings and not for any personal things. He said that the saint's feet were his only wealth. This is what he will cherish always. Thus saying, he went back to Akola from where he came. A pious person named Tukaram Shegokar from the town of Shegon tilled his meager share of land. After the hard work of the day, he used to go to the monastery and pray. He helped the saint in filling his pipe and did sundry work inside. This was his routine for many days. Yet there is a destiny which alters our ends. Things will take shape as it intends. As usual, one morning Tukaram went to his fields. He sat warming himself up near the fire. Behind him was sitting a white rabbit, partly hiding in the bushes near. A hunter searching for rabbits spotted it from not far away. He aimed his gun, pointing at the rabbit, shooting it dead in a fraction of a minute. But a stray shot hit Tukaram behind one of his ears. Doctors failed to take the bullet out. He suffered great pain in his head and lost his sleep all throughout. His oaths to God too brought him no respite. This did not deter him from going to the monastery. A devotee there advised him to stop medication and engage himself in full service of the saint. He swept the floors there to get the blessings. Tukaram did it for 14 years, keeping the floors clear like a mirror. Then one day, the shot behind his ear dropped and fell away. The pain vanished. Certainly, a reward for the continued service to Saint Gajanan indeed. Spiritual belief generally emits from experience and stays firm in the minds of those who serve. Services offered to the saints never ever go waste. May this treatise bring peace to the reader's mind. Jai Gajanan. End of chapter 16.